Welcome to January. Passion for Pencils in January 2022. And you know, last autumn I started coloring this beautiful page from Leila Duly's A Flower Year. And as you can see, I've done a little bit of coloring. I started the second page and I'm not done yet. Oh no, there's so much more to do. So let's continue the joy. So here we are on the right page, the page on the right side, right bottom. And well, let's take a look at those chestnuts. The outside is green, the inside you can hardly see it. There is a little chestnut hidden here. Just adding, this is earth green yellowish. I love that color. And for this drawing I'm using Polychromos, Faber Castell Polychromos and Carandache Luminance. I keep those pencils together in a Derwent carry-all bag. I like using them together because they are of similar quality. Very high quality, very light fast. The Luminance is 100% light fast, and in Polychromos there are a couple of colors that are a little less light fast. Now if you are just enjoying coloring in your coloring book, don't bother light fastness. But if you want to hang your art on the wall, then light fastness is a thing you might want to think about, because light fastness, the more light fast the pigment is, it means that the colors won't fade when it hangs in daylight. That's quite that's a happy thing. It is early January on a misty day today. We have had a couple of beautiful sunny days, but today it is misty. And the situation here in the Netherlands is that we are in a lockdown. It's not that we are not allowed to go anywhere, but you know, many shops are closed, restaurants, cafes, everything is closed. Cinemas are closed, theaters are closed. Yeah. Here in the Netherlands, of course, nature is open. And so many people are going out into nature that it's getting a little bit too crowded, and the animals are starting to having trouble. There is not enough peace and quiet left now, so it might be good to we need to get rid of that pandemic. That's actually the thing that is key. I've been doing quite some walking lately, and there's a little patch of nature 5 minutes from our home, And I hardly ever came there. I hardly ever went there. Until a while ago, then I discovered the peace and quiet that is there. And it is a forest that is not very old. It's only, I think, 15-20 years old. It used to be farmland. And the government decided to turn that farmland into nature, a forest. So there are quite young trees in that area, but it is evolving. It's getting more and more beautiful. Here I have a color called Sanguine. I'm going to use that as a first color for that chestnut that is hidden here. And a touch of Caput Mortuum Violet. That patch of nature that is growing there, I discovered it, and I made a couple of beautiful pictures and also a couple of seconds of a video, so you can take a look. Scarlet red, deep scarlet red. I'm putting in some red in those leaves as well. Yeah, that works. Now I've been studying the colors of chestnut leaves in autumn. There's this warm brown tone in it, but actually there's not a very red tone in it, but the drawing needs warmth. So yeah, that is why I'm picking up this red tone, because I feel this is working for this for the leaves. Just a touch of red in it. In that forest there is a very old church. It was built in the 14th century. So it's been there for hundreds of years, and it's still there. And there is a bench with a view over the water towards that church. It's just a beautiful view. I love sitting there. I go walking there, and then when that bench is free, I just sit down and I take out my watercolor kit. I have a travel watercolor set that I take with me whenever I go out walking, because I love sitting, being outdoors and just doing some sketching. It's so calming. I can highly recommend it. Just go outside, find a bench with a view. That would be great. A bench with a view, and then just take out your coloring stuff, your watercolors, your pencils, whatever, and just enjoy your surroundings and your pencils or paints. It's just lovely. So this is a painting that I've been working on since the end of August actually. In the month of August the heather bushes are blooming and we have a beautiful area in the Netherlands close to the city of Arnhem that is called Bosbank, and there are these hills, small hills, and they are covered with heather, and when they are blooming, those plants, everything turns purple and it's really beautiful. Many people come to see it, and we went to see it as well, my husband and I. We had a picnic with a beautiful view, and I took a couple of pictures and I did some painting, just a little sketch to get the feeling of what the colors are like. And then back home I turned one of the pictures into this little painting, and I had a marvelous time. And every time I just had a couple of minutes to do some painting, I just picked up a brush and a little bit of paint and I added something to this painting. So it has been 3 months, 4 months since I started it, so it took a while, but now I consider it to be finished, and well, it's just lovely project. I also like to color, use my pencils on location. Only downside is that a case full of pencils is much more heavy. It's heavier than my tiny watercolor set. But I'm actually thinking about taking this book, Flower Year, taking it with me into nature, and then just pick up my pencils and just color the plants that are in this book while they are standing next to me. I think that would be just amazing. I've already done it last year because one of the flowers in this book is growing in our garden. So I could just sit next to the flower and just enjoy it and color it. It looks like on this paper in this coloring book, it looks like the Polychromos are a little bit more suitable to my hand than the Carandache Luminance, because I find myself choosing Polychromos and not that much Carandache Luminance. And I think that is a sign that these oil-based pencils, Polychromos, grass green, are really working very well on this in this book. It's a beautiful book. And I'm going to pick a purple tone. This is mauve, and I'm using that one to add a touch of darkness, shadow. I'm going to add a touch of yellow here. And now I am going for a luminance pencil. Let's see. This one, because they have very particular colors. Ochre, brown ochre 50%. This is a very light. It's like a flesh tone. What's this? Russet, sanguine. This is also a sanguine, that means blood. So here these leaves are all in the back, and I'm going to push them backwards, and I'm doing that with the first layer of this mauve. Warm tones, warm colors will look on the paper like they are closer to you than the cooler tones, and the cooler tones are the blue tones, blue, green, and the warmer tones are the reds, oranges, yellow. Now you also have a difference in cold and warm tones in a color group. So there are red tones that are more warm than others. And if you're looking to your pencil set, you can see that some red tones are cooler. They are more towards a pink tone. And there are warmer tones, they are go more towards an orangey tone. And the same goes for blue. Blue is a cold color, but there are blue tones who are cooler than other blue tones. For example, the blue tones that are closer to purple, they have a touch of red in it, so they are a little bit warmer. Same goes for the green tones. Those earthy green tones, or the military green tones, they have a touch of red in it, so they are warmer than the ones that do not have that. It's very interesting, and it's good to know, because that knowledge can help you to determine which colors you want to use. I'm always looking for contrast, and there are several ways that you can create contrast in your drawing or painting, and one of them is putting a cooler tone next to a warmer tone. And then you also have the color wheel with the opposite colors. I think many of you know that already. Here I have a permanent green olive. And this is a color, a green tone, that is slightly warmer than, for example, this one. I don't know if you can see it on the... But this one has a touch of green in it. A touch of red, I'm sorry. Do you have New Year's resolutions? I don't actually, but I do have a couple of intentions, but they didn't start on January the 1st, so it's not really a New Year's resolution. The intention of mine is to go out into nature as often as I can. And now that I discovered that little patch of nature close to our home, you know, there are very interesting animals also. we have this website. It's a Dutch website, waarneming.nl. Waarneming means observation. Yeah, observation. And on that website, nature lovers, they mention the animals and also plants, I believe, that they encounter during their visit into nature. And this little patch of nature here is mentioned on that website, and there are many beautiful birds there. One of them is the European kingfisher, and that is really a marvelous bird. Bright blue and orange. It's absolutely amazing, that animal. So I think I should go there much more often to see if I can find that one, that kingfisher. There are also owls, and they even spotted roe deer. Now I'm very excited about that. I love roe deer. Beautiful, small, elegant deer. I would love to spot one, but I think I will have to go out of my bed very early in the morning to see one, because many people come there to walk their dogs, and dogs and roe deer don't go together very well. So I think that those roe deer get out of there as soon as the first dogs arrive. So I need to be early to see them. But I might do that in a couple of months. I need a couple of months extra to get my operated knee a little bit better, so I can walk better. Here I have a color called Caput Mortuum Violet, and in one of my videos a couple of years ago I told you about this color, because this is a very interesting color. The name triggered me, Caput Mortuum, and that means something like dead body. And that made me wary. Is that a good English word? Is that what I mean? It made me wonder, suspicious, a dead body color, where does that come from? So I did some research, and it turned out that in English they call this color not Caput Mortuum, not the Latin words, but the English words mummy brown. So I was wondering, getting very suspicious now, are they actually making a pigment out of a dead body, out of a mummy? And good heavens, they did. Now the pigment that is in this pencil is not a dead body. They don't do it anymore, but they used to. They went to Egypt, grabbed a dead body. It's amazing. Here I have a beautiful color, chromium green opaque. Let's just continue coloring while telling you about this gross story. It's really true. Then they went out to Egypt, took stuff from a mummy. You know, mummies, they are completely dried out. They grinded it and made paint out of it. It's very interesting. But I'm glad it's not in my pencils. I don't want a dead body in my pencil. Goodness gracious. But that actually did happen. So I'm just making tiny little circles. And here you can see why they always say that pencil is a slow medium. And it is. Pencil is a slow medium. You need lots and lots of geduld, patience. That is what you need most when you want to color with colored pencil. Patience is what you need. This leaf looks a bit messy. Let's see if I can fix it. Yeah, so it's not really a New Year's resolution, but it's something that I want to continue doing. Going out into nature as much as possible, and with a mission actually, because I like to paint outdoors. But I already found 2 benches with a view. I want to find benches with a view, and it must be a view that is nice painting. And I already found 2 of them. One in a forest near the city of Breda, and the other here close to home, the view on the church and water. It's just lovely. Okay. I'm not sure if this leaf is going the right direction, but if I find that this is not going well, I can always use the magic trick, the electrical eraser, and then I take off lots of the pigment, and then I can start over again, and you won't even notice that something happened there. So let's take a look. So this is it so far. I think I like it. I don't know what you, how you view this. That's a Dutch way of saying, ik weet niet wat jij ervan vindt, maar I don't know what you think of it, but I think it's to build your confidence or something like that. So I don't mind. I don't care what you think. I'm just, I'm okay with it, or I'm happy with it. So this is the result so far, and we'll get there. It will take some time, but we'll get there. So this is it so far. A lot of work needs to be done, so I will take this coloring book out of the Passion for Pencils room. I'll take it back into the living room so that I can do a little bit of coloring here and there. And well, in the meantime, I will make a couple of other videos for you. And if you would like to get this book, this beautiful coloring book, there's a description there's a link in the description of this video, so you can find it for yourself. And there's a whole list of the pencils that I'm using also. So, well, see you in the next video. Bye bye.